Never have I been more excited to receive a bike in the mail. So many of you guys follow me because of my RAZOR content, and I can't lie, I've been lacking recently. Ever since I got the XXX, it's been pretty much all I've been riding. Well, today, that changes. This is the RAZOR MX Pro Spec, an all-new bike from RAZOR Worldwide. RAZOR collaborated with Electro & Co. in building out this bike, meaning the design, ergonomics, and overall ride quality are phenomenal out of the box. Collaborating with Electro & Co. also means that this thing is ready for bolt-on mods. So you know dang well we're gonna upgrade this junk.
That said, today we're testing the stock RAZOR MX Pro Spec to see how she performs in her stock form. Here are the stock specs that make this bike so great out of the box.
The MX Pro Spec has a 1600 watt motor, which propels you up to speeds of 28 miles per hour and has a peak power of 1900 watts. We'll test that. It comes packed with a 48 volt, 20 amp hour lithium ion battery, which allegedly gets you a max ride time of about 120 minutes, AKA 2 hours. 12-inch rear wheel, 14-inch front wheel, lending itself to taller riders and conquering gnarlier terrain. Full suspension with a linkage, giving you way better suspension travel and increasing max weight limit to 220 pounds. Speaking of weight, this thing weighs a meager 106 pounds. Even your grandma could lift it. Adjustable axle blocks. There's no stupid chain tensioner that doesn't work and causes your chain to fall off the bike all the time. Brakes. Still cable brakes. That sucks, but to be honest, RAZOR knows you're just gonna upgrade them, so you're able to cut some price down off the MSRP by going cheaper with cable brakes. Keys. The MX Pro Spec comes with a set of 2 keys, which is completely new to the RAZOR world. The MX500, 650, or SX500 did not come with keys. Let's compare all that to a stock MX500 or 650. A stock MX650 is laughable. Max speed of 15 miles per hour, a battery life of up to 40 minutes, and a max weight of 175 pounds. Now, the MX500 you see here is fully upgraded with the Extreme Kit,
front fork kit, rear shock, extended swing arm, pro taper bars, and RSF 650 wheels.
This bike sits way higher than a stock MX650, but still looks way smaller next to the MX Pro Spec. The biggest difference I'm excited to test is to see how capable out of the box this bike is. This bike comes at a price of $1,749, available exclusively on electroandco.com. Now you can use code ConnorG to save 5% at checkout. Since it's almost 3 times the price of a stock MX500, my biggest question is it fun in stock form? Let's see.
All right guys, so we're out on the stock RAZOR. We already cut this little line. First thing I want to talk about is ergonomics. This thing feels so much better, even in its stock form, than that of the MX500 in its stock form. It sits a lot taller with these bigger wheels. The linkage and front suspension is so much better, and it just is so much more comfortable. You have a much longer seat here, so that'll be great for like combos and sorts. Oh, it's a tight squeeze. But yeah, ergonomics off the bat already are better. I'm probably going to put taller bars on it, but it's definitely a much more comfortable bike, especially if you're like a taller rider as well. It's gonna feel a lot better in that regard. The throttle is a little jumpy. It seems like you get a lot of power right up front. All right, next up, let's talk power. This thing is a 1600 watt motor, and it peaks at 1900 watts. So allegedly this thing does 28 miles per hour. We'll test that in a second. But I will say, out of the box, it still seems to be a bike that you can rip around on and have fun on, similar to that of the E-Box. The E-Box 2.0 is a 60 volt out of the box, but the upgradability on this is everything is bolt-on. So you can just get an EC4P, a True Moto, Noisy Cricket, all from Electro & Co. with code ConnorG, and you can make this thing an absolute beast. This thing is actually pretty loud. I don't know if it's like the regen on the stock controller, but listen to that. It's pretty loud. I honestly do think if you just get this stock bike, it will work well, but the biggest issue is these stock brakes. You just can't rock cable brakes. Cable brakes are horrible. You literally, it's impossible to wheelie this thing because there's no feel on these brakes. Like, I can barely lock up the rear wheel, so there's just no sort of trust in these rear brakes. So we'll do a wheelie test, but I think it'll be with my feet down and it's not going to be very good. All right, so we got our little speedo out, GPS speedo on the phone. This RAZOR claims does 28 miles per hour out of the box, and I am in power mode 2. We're at 27. I'm 165 pounds. We're maxed at 27 right now. What if we tuck? 28. Wow, I'm actually genuinely surprised. They claim 28, I'm hitting 28. Oh, 29. So that's true. Myth busted. This does in fact do 28 miles an hour out of the box. which is pretty good. Now, looking at these big old beefy wheels and tires, the big question on this like pit bike will be, how does it perform off-road? And Ryan's gonna take us to a little hill climb. We're gonna do a little hill climb test, and there's some trails back over here that we're gonna test it out on. I already rode the upgraded version of this, and it did phenomenally, like scary good, how good it was. It's like a full mod 110, except more power. So I'm not concerned with how this is gonna do off-road. This thing is way more fun out of the box than my MX500 was. The MX500 was like a half twist throttle. You literally could only go, they claim 15 mile an hour top speed, but that's like with an 80-pound kit. I was 180 pounds and I got like 13 miles per hour top speed. This, you can obviously cruise with the Surons as long as they're not going too quick. Ryan almost got hit by a car there. Yeah, out of the box, it's pretty nice. Now, battery wise, I said it's a 48 volt, 20 amp hour. RAZOR claims that gets you about 120 minutes of riding time. You have a little battery gauge here. I've never been back here. Oh, nice.
Takes you to like the second flight of the steps.
Oh, cool. Ooh, there's a nice little hole. All right, feet up. No tippy tappies. Oh. Dude, with ease. You call that a hill climb? Ready, little jump. Oh my God, the suspension feels so good. It's almost better than my XXX because it has a linkage. Oh yeah. Suspension eats it. Eats it. Hill climb test. All right. Yeah, dude. She went up with no problem. That wasn't bad. Yeah, honestly, I don't think anyone's really talked about it. It really feels like this thing almost has regen. I think the biggest thing too is like with the stock RAZORs, they have freewheels. These do not have freewheels, so it's not like a bicycle where if you stop pedaling, like the pedals will stop. But it feels proper.
It really does.
Really feels proper. And he's hopping about. Look at him flying down this. I think if you put brakes and bars on it, it's money. All right. Woo! Woo! These stock brakes. Try and keep one finger on the bars. Yikes. Yeah. If you're looking to wheelie out of the box, you're gonna have to upgrade the brakes. You could just get some Zoom brakes. That would honestly be light years better than these for like 20, 30 bucks on Amazon. But stock brakes ain't in it. Even in like a straight line, if we do both feet. The power's there. There's enough power to wheelie it. It's literally just the brakes are your limiting factor. All right, let's quit while we're ahead. I don't want to loop this thing and ruin it already. All right, guys. So, I mean, out of the box, this bike is pretty dang sweet. It's definitely a sidewalk surfer right now. But I think the biggest question is, like, what is the competition to this? What compares to this? The first bike that comes to mind is probably the E-Box 2.0. Now, the E-Box 2.0 is a 60 volt bike stock. So out of the box, it is going to be a little bit quicker. I do still think this is a better bike. The E-Box is, I think, like 1,700 bucks. This is obviously $1,749. Now, for context, Electron Code doesn't make that price. That's just what RAZOR decided to list it at. But it's really the platform that you're paying for because you're getting suspension, frame, linkage, wheels, tires out of the box, all of which is really good. It has a lot of the items that you'd already upgrade. What I think is really lacking, honestly, the only thing right this second that's lacking is brakes. If this came even with Zoom brakes, like Ryan was saying, I think I'd be wheeling it. And I think it'd be phenomenal. Maybe we'll throw some my Maguras on or something to test it out in a next video. Some other miscellaneous things. The grips actually are surprisingly good out of the box. It almost mimics like a Pro Taper pillow top grip, which I enjoy. Even though the brakes suck, it does come with this brake line cover, which is a nice touch. The key is also a very nice touch. I like that. The previous RAZOR stock, you just click the button to turn it on, so anyone could hop on it and take it. Obviously, when you upgrade them though, the keys come with a new Electron Co kit. If you can get this thing for 1,700 bucks, or actually get it for a little cheaper if you use code ConnorG, you can literally just put brakes on it and you can be wheeling this thing, riding trails, riding it comfortably and having a good time out of the box. So then later down the line, once you're ready, you can upgrade the battery, the motor, the controller. Just put brakes on it first, and then you've got a super duper fun bike. You're still able to cruise upwards of 30 miles an hour, which is great for a stock RAZOR. Never did I think a stock RAZOR would be doing that, but that is pretty nutty. Really like the bike. I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts in the crib with the bike. So I'll see you there.
So guys, my final thoughts on the RAZOR MX Pro Spec. I think out of the box, it really is a phenomenal bike. The biggest use case I think for it is that it's a great platform. If you really want to get into the RAZOR scene, want to upgrade RAZORs, it's such a better option over the MX500, 650, SX500, or RSF. And it's really just a super legit bike out of the box. Now, out of the box, it's still a ton of fun. So you can get this bike, upgrade it if you want down the line, or just run it stock and just upgrade the brakes and it'll be phenomenal. Next video, I'm gonna test out the RAZOR MX Pro Spec with upgraded brakes just to see how it performs only with one single upgrade being the brakes. But if you guys want this bike, it's available only on electroandcompany.com. Don't forget to use code ConnorG at checkout to save 5%. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We have so much content coming with this RAZOR, but I'll catch you next time. Peace.